Hello there, and welcome to part 4 of What If Nico Robin Joined the Revolutionary Army, where we discuss the consequences and changes made in the timeline of One Piece and how Robin not being involved with the Straw Hat Pirates will affect them personally. Well, let's find out in part 4. Let's get started. We left off in the previous part with Blackbeard pirates annihilating the Straw Hat pirates. Zoro being paralyzed for life and Sanji losing his legs. With Luffy having some insane internal damage, Ace also dies. But come back for now. We'll come back from how that progresses in a bit. But on the bright side, the Revolutionary Army finally decides to go on the offensive, finally waging war against the world government in order to free Kuma and bring him back to reunite with his daughter, Bonnie. This war makes many of the army members get a bounty, including Bonnie, who gets a massive bounty of 400 million berries. But something stops the parade of the Revolutionary Army, at least a little bit, and that is the news of the death of Podgast Diaz, who is revealed to be the biological son of the pirate king Goldie Roger. This death finally makes Sadipo, or Sabo for short, remember his old memories back. He immediately jumps and wants to meet Luffy, but understands that there's a literal war going on. And if he contacts Luffy right now, Luffy would be put in more danger than he already is if one of the Revolutionary Army contacts him. Robin is actually kind of interested in Luffy, not in a romantical way, but just as a person, as technically Luffy is kind of an adopted brother in a sense. They also have but for now, the Revolutionary Army finally have a link to where Kuma is, and knowing that if they do it, they might not return alive. But the revolutionaries who personally know Kuma are ready to give up their life for the single chance of freeing him from this imprisonment. And for that, they have to attack one place where they're confident will have the location of Kuma, Egghead Island. Now let's switch to the perspective of Luffy and his crew. Thankfully, Luffy heals a little due to the food that they have, but this kind of empties the entire ration and Chopper has to take responsibilities of doing the heavy lifting of the crew since Nami and Usopp are not really strong enough to catch a sea king and eat it. Naomi continues her navigation job, and Usopp kind of develops a prosthetic leg for Sanji, and this at least allows him to stand and walk, letting him cook the food that Chopper caught. Zoro and Luffy are completely collapsed, and since Luffy can't move due to his excessive intelligence, and Zoro, well, he can't really move anymore. Now, due to Luffy not doing anything for the most part, he thinks about how weak he is in the grand scheme of things. And so, in the wake of his loss, Luffy develops two new skills. Thankfully, fortune smiles on them, and after a while, as they reach an island, longer and longer and Luffy wants to explore the island, but Chopper holds him as he cannot move much. This leads well into someone's trap as giant claws lock them in place and a pirate ship appears. In it is Foxy, the captain of the Foxy Pirate, who want to challenge the Straw Hats for a Davy Bones fight. Even though Luffy currently only has a bounty of 30 million, Foxy needs someone special in his crew, and that is Roronoa Zoro, the so-called pirate hunter. Luffy declines since knowing that his crew is not in the best of situations of right now. But Foxy realizes that Roronoa Zoro has become paralyzed and his entire crew is useless. So he decides to abandon the idea of Davy Bones' fight and orders his ship to attack Luffy's. Cannon rains down on Going Merry, but due to it being held in place with the claws of the Foxy ship, it takes massive damage. Usopp freaks out, begging Foxy to stop, but Foxy laughs and tells his men to attack. Zoro tries to move, but he feels so much pain that he almost gets knocked out. And with Sanji not being able to kick properly, only Nami, Usopp, Chopper, and an injured Luffy fight. Never mind. Tells him to sit down. Chopper carries the team, completely carries the entire fight, defeating the majority of the pirates. Nami fights them and fires Thunderbolt after Thunderbolt using her clam attack. And Usopp tries to shoot people, but unfortunately, the pirates are really overwhelming. Luffy has enough of this, and even at the protest of Chopper and his own body, He bites his thumbs and then exhales air into it, making it bigger and bigger. He dubs this Gear 3, swinging it towards Foxy's ship and hitting it dead on with a gigantic. I don't know how to pronounce it actually. Giant pistol. Okay, I'll just call it giant pistol. Giant pistol, breaking the ship and sinking it. The claws get loose, and Sanji, seeing this, notifies Nami, who immediately takes action and gets them out of there. Luffy collapses, unconscious in pain, and Chopper tends to him while the Straw Hats escape from Foxy to the next island, Water 7. Chopper is actually able to stop the internal damage of Luffy at least somewhat, but the equipment and the materials that they have are insufficient. They see a frog but are not able to marvel at the sight of it doing a crawl stroke. They meet Kokoro, the conductor and the station master of Water 7, and seeing the Going Merry situation along with the extremely injured pirates, she decides to help them by giving them Iceberg's details and asking Iceberg to help the Straw Hats out. The group thank her and leaves, reaching to Water 7. They hitch a ride on the sea creatures of Water 7 and reach the Galela Company, where Iceberg resides. Thankfully, he is there upon seeing the conditions of the Straw Hat, he decides to help them. He invites personal doctors to check on Sanji, Zoro, and Luffy, while also helping Nami and Usopp by giving them a room to rest and a little bit of money. Usopp uses this money to go to town and get some supplies, deciding to fix the holes in the muddy until they can convince Iceberg to help them with their ship, since they have already are indebted to him and have already asked a lot of them. While Usopp patches up the ship, Luffy finally wakes up and asks Iceberg a favor, and that is to repair the ship. He decides to give them a bone and he decides to throw them a bone and sends Kaku to check on the ship. While that happens, Usopp gets jumped by the Frankie family and he's injured. But he's saved by Kaku, who jokes on how similar they look. But Usopp really doesn't listen to it since he's completely knocked out due to his injuries. Kaku takes Usopp back to the doctors and he comes back to the ship, checking it. He realizes something interesting and comes back to the Straw Hats and gives them the bad news. The Going Merry has suffered too much damage to continue sailing on. This makes Luffy a little depressed since one after another bad things are happening, but Iceberg gives them an option to build a new ship. And due to plot reasons, mostly because I want to create a little suspense. And I mean, do you really think Usopp is strong enough and durable enough to have like survive the Funky family onslaught and not get knocked out? But anyways, I'm rambling. So Usopp is knocked out. So when he comes through, he gets the news and he doesn't take it really well. First, he lost against a sniper, and due to it, he feels that Zoro is paralyzed because of him. He couldn't help much against Foxy, and Luffy had to personally step in and had to injure himself again just so the Straw Hats could leave. And now he gets beaten up by some no-name people, and Luffy tells them that they're jumping ship. Well, Usopp doesn't really take this well, and he argues with Luffy, eventually culminating in a decision that will change the Straw Hats crew forever. Usopp decides to leave the crew. With this, I'll end it here for this part. I really hope you like this part and the series. If you guys have hope for this part, if you guys hope for more parts and series like this, do like, share, subscribe, and comment. Until then, I'll see you guys later. Cha cha.